COVID-19 cases in the Bahamas hits 9,000, several persons in custody for fake COVID-19 tests, and the Church of God of Prophecy East Street becomes home to a vaccine center. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jcn. It's Friday, March 26th. Thanks for staying with us. Total COVID-19 cases in country now at 9,000 after the latest figures from the Ministry of Health were released this morning. The figures for Thursday, March 25th, indicating that 14 new cases of the virus were confirmed. 8 confirmed on New Providence, 5 over on Grand Bahama, and 1 on Eleuthera. That case with a history of travel within 14 days. 8 of those newly confirmed cases were male and 6 female. Now, while the total case count stands at 9,000, there are only 917 active cases, 32 of which are in hospital, 30 considered moderately ill, 10 cases are in Doctors Hospital, 4 are at the Princess Margaret Hospital, 2 are at the South Beach Acute Care and Referral Center, and 16 over in Grand Bahama at Grand Bahama Health Services. 2 patients are in the intensive care unit at Doctors Hospital at this time. 25 recoveries were reported for Thursday, pushing the total to 7,841. The death toll remains at 188. Since March of 2020, 79,708 tests have been completed. The COVID-19 vaccination campaign continues. Commissioner of Police Paul Roll and Royal Bahamas Police Force top officers received the AstraZeneca vaccine this morning at Loyola Hall. Commissioner Roll telling reporters at the center that he had no issues with taking the shot while encouraging other officers to take the vaccine, although he says it's a personal choice. However, he added that he believes that persons must understand the purpose of taking the vaccine, while adding that it's one way to getting back to normal. Meantime, more vaccination sites were opened here in the capital this week, including the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Base for the uniformed branches, Lyford Key Hospital, and the Church of God of Prophecy on East Street. JCN's news team visited the East Street site this morning, and according to the facilities manager, John Robinson, while it was a slow morning, they are able to accommodate up to 200 people to be vaccinated.
Well, one problem we had is that a lot of people didn't have internet or otherwise, so we've been registering people here and over the internet for about the last 3 days. Today's the first day we're open to actually give the vaccinations. It's been slow, but there's this constant trickle, and that works for us. You come in, you check in, we double check all your details. You go inside, it's all verified again so that we have a trace to be able to give you your details for your second shot. You have your shot, you sit down and wait 15 minutes just to make sure there's been no reaction, and so far there's been no reaction. Well-known
Bahamian entertainer, 72-year-old Fred Munnings Jr., says that this last year has been devastating for entertainers in the country who have not worked in a real sense. This is why he decided to take the vaccine.
My grandmother always told me an ounce of prevention is better than cure. And my beautiful daughter, who is a doctor in Miami, she told me that it is better for me to go ahead and get vaccinated because the odds of contracting COVID is much less reduced once you've been vaccinated. So she's the best doctor in the world as far as I'm concerned. So I take her advice.
63-year-old Bahamian businessman Paul Gomez also received his vaccination and shared the importance of this vaccine to survival of the country's economy.
Everyone gets the vaccine, the country can open and we can proceed to do business. And once we ensure that everyone visiting the country is vaccinated, it's life, as you know, life proceeds, life goes on. But we have to be mindful that the whole world is stopped. And because the whole world is stopped, everybody in the world is impacted, and everyone is faced with the same challenges. We are a tourist industry, a leisure industry, and leisure industries around the world are impacted negatively. So we need to be vaccinated so we can open up again.
Those eligible to receive the vaccine in this first round of vaccinations include healthcare workers, persons 65 years of age and over, residents and staff of elder care homes, and staff of the uniformed branches. Well, 7 individuals have been arrested for allegedly submitting false COVID-19 test results. Chief Superintendent of Police Shanta Knowles, who is also responsible for the Criminal Investigation Department, confirming with reporters this afternoon that between yesterday and today, while at the Lynden Pinling International Airport domestic section, 6 adults and a minor who were scheduled to travel to various family islands presented digital and physical PCR tests to the COVID ambassadors for inspection. Now, on examination of the documents and a confirmation from the alleged providers, it was discovered that the documents presented were false. The suspects were arrested and taken into custody. Investigations into this matter continue. The public is being advised that submitting a falsified result of a COVID-19 diagnostic test on conviction is liable to a fine not exceeding $4,000 or 2 years imprisonment, or both fine and imprisonment. In other crime news, another killing here in the capital, a gang in the Fox Hill area. According to police reports, shortly after 11 last night, a male was walking on Dorset Street, Fox Hill, when he was approached by 2 males who came from nearby bushes, who shot him before making good their escape. The victim was transported to hospital in a private vehicle where he later succumbed to his injuries. Police are now appealing to the public for anyone with information concerning this incident to contact police at 502-9991 or 2, or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS or the nearest police station. That 14-year-old male student who was arrested on Thursday for possession of dangerous drugs was arraigned today in Magistrates Court. The juvenile appeared before Deputy Chief Magistrate Andrew Forbes, charged with 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs with intent to supply. Police say officers from the Southwestern Division, acting on information, went to the S.E. McPherson Junior High School, where it was alleged that the juvenile suspect took marijuana-infused Rice Krispie treats to school and sold them to students. 4 students became ill at the school and had to be taken to hospital via ambulance for medical attention. Later in the evening, 3 other students complained to their parents about not feeling well. They also admitted to consuming the marijuana-infused treats and were transported to hospital for medical attention. The Deputy Chief Magistrate granted the juvenile, who was accompanied by his mother, bail in the amount of $500. If the bail amount could not be paid, he was ordered remanded to the Simpson Penn School for Boys. The matter was stood down to April 13th as the juvenile magistrate was not in court to hear the matter. You're watching Jcn News. When we return, a 22-year-old charged with murder, the court's in the process of moving all documents to online, and a local artist speaks of inclusion. Stay with us.